My husband is a sports fan. I can tell you that there is not a day that he does not watch American football, hockey, or maybe a golf game here and there. And I always think, what is it that he is so passionate about? Why does he enjoy watching sports so much? And that makes me realize that obviously it's a way to get away from work and everyday stresses, but it's something fun for him. And it's fun because it is like a game. Clearly, it's a game, but he is always knowing what the scores are, who's going to win, how far they are, if they're going to make it to the next level, etc. And for him, that is a lot of fun, even if it's just watching, as it's happening and not actively participating, and you make me think about the importance of metrics because watching a game, which by the way, I sometimes watch a little bit here and there, but not a lot. And if I do, is because my husband also adds the, personal interest stories of the players. If he gives me that, then I'm more likely to watch something so I can root for a person. But I realized that these particular sports and games would not be as exciting if there was no, metrics, if there were not, the way to know through numbers, who is winning and how far they are and what they need to do. So for example, in the game of American football, I have learned about that you had to go through 10 yards to have a first down. And if you get to the first down, then you have the opportunity, another 4 opportunities to get to the next down, to get as close as possible to actually do a field goal or to score a touchdown. And then the touchdown gives you the 6 points plus the additional point if you do, that last kick, right? Which I don't remember the name of it. But if you didn't have those numbers, these games would not be as exciting, right? Because then if you don't have a number of downs or of the feet that you had to go to get to that, then how do you know what you need to do to be able to achieve that, to be able to have the chance for 4 more? If it was just a generic thing, get to here and get to there, and even if you get to the end line, if there is no score and you don't know who's winning because there's no metrics on who's winning, who would watch that, right? It would be kind of, people moving around, but with no particular end in mind, no goal. As a matter of fact, my husband, if there's a game that he missed, he does not want to hear the score before he watches the game. He is willing to watch a replay as long as he doesn't know the final score, because the exciting part for him is, that progress, that struggle to get to the next level of scoring, which I guess that's why video games are so popular also nowadays, among kids, obviously, and even adults, right? People want to play those video games, not because they just jumping around, but because jumping around gives them points, which then allows them to eventually, win the game. And then it's not just about winning the game, but am I winning the game better and faster than other people are winning the game? But all that would not be possible. That excitement would not exist if we did not have metrics and the accumulation of those points to eventually win the game. Well, I would say that this translates exactly to business. Having those metrics, having the ability to know what the end goal is and how to measure little by little how far you are from that goal is what also can make business exciting, and not just exciting, but it's also how to know what you need to do to be able to achieve your end goal of profit. And so I could see how all that applies. And it's one of the things that business owners, franchisees need to be aware of, how to create a culture of metrics so that you can achieve those goals. Having those metrics will allow you to propel your franchise business and to grow it, because you will be able to achieve the profitability in each of your units so that you can then use some of that profit and reinvest in growth in your organization. Now, there's certain things that you need to have when it comes to metrics to be able to successfully propel your business. First of all, you need to be clear on what are those metrics. What are the most important metrics that move your business? We call those KPIs, or key performance indicators. So first of all, you need to know what those metrics are and the metrics that will actually impact the business. Like, do you want to know the number of days in which your store is clean? Well, yeah, I guess you want to know that, but will that really directly impact the progress of your business? Maybe, but not as much as your sales and how much you are up and down over last year. Or where is your labor cost? and how far you are from your target. So you need to really identify as a franchisee, what are those key performance indicators, those most important numbers that actually will drive your business forward. Now, knowing the numbers is not enough. You need to know what is the target for those numbers, right? Like for example, in football, you need to know that you need to advance 10 yards to be able to get your first down. And so your goal is that immediate 10 yards. So same thing in business. What is the target for your labor cost? What is that labor cost that you know that if you hit, that is the appropriate labor that not only will indicate that you don't have waste, but that you also are able to provide your customers with proper customer service. That's the target that you need to give your team, right? So if they know what that target is, and then they know the next target of cost of goods, and then they know the next target of turnover, or the next target of sales growth, and then transaction ticket. Each one of those targets will give you the ultimate goal, so that will get you the profitability that you want in your business. So first of all, we need to know what are the KPIs. Second, you need to know what is the target that you want to go to. And the next metric that you need to know is where I am actually at. Because once you know where you're at, you can compare that number to where you want to be and see the difference, so that that's the difference that you need to address. If you don't know that, you will know that labor is the issue and not cost of goods. You will know that sales transaction is a problem and not average ticket. By knowing the target and where you are, and the difference will allow you to focus in these most important numbers in your organization. And then, of course, once you know that, it is important as a business owner or franchisee, you have some sort of troubleshooting guide. What are the critical drivers that change that number into the better number, right? So not only do you need to know those as a franchisee, but you need to give those to your people. Too many times franchisees says, oh, my labor cost is too high. Okay, well, that doesn't do the manager any good if you don't give them clear guidance as to what are the critical drivers, what are those drivers or those numbers or those actions that are going to help them, if they address those actions, that are going to help them achieve the eventual target. And so if you have all of those are the metrics that will help propel your business. So remember, you need to have first your KPIs. Then you need to have targets for each of the KPIs. Then you need to have a way to know where you actually are and the difference between where you are and the target. And then what are the actions that your managers, your team members need to do to be able to move the business forward, propel it into great success, so that you can continue with amazing growth in your organization. So I hope you take some out of this and go back and look at the KPIs and see if you're actually doing all of the parts necessary to make this happen and to achieve the profitability that you want and deserve. So that's it for now. We'll see you in the next one.